This is a video from eSkills Zone. For more videos, notes, and certificates, please visit www.eskillszone.com.
Hello and welcome. Hi viewers. Today in this video we will learn and discuss the algorithm to find the factorial of a given number. So before proceeding to understand the algorithm of factorial of a given number, we must understand the definition of factorial. What does factorial mean in mathematics? Factorial in mathematics is the product of all positive integers less than or equal to a given positive integer and denoted by that integer and an exclamation point. So this is the exclamation point, and thus the factorial 7 is written as 7 factorial. So this sign of exclamation, the symbol is used to represent the word factorial, and meaning that 7 will be multiplied with all of the numbers which are less than or equal to that given number. So 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1 all are less than to that particular number 7. So the 7 will be multiplied with all the lesser numbers one after another. So here the 7 will be multiplied first with 6, and then multiplied with 5, and then with 4, and then 3, and then 2, and 1, and the end you can have the factorial of that number. So in this case we can have the calculation of a given number in such a way. So we're gonna write the algorithm for that. So we will first write begin, which is used to denote I told you earlier in my last video that the begin is a keyword which is used to represent the starting or the beginning of an algorithm, first line. So we will start with the word begin, and then we will use a variable fact and we'll assign value 1. Likewise we will use one more variable and then we will assign 1 to it. So then we will use print statement, which is used to display the output result. So we will use this to display this statement, enter a number. So it is used to display it on the screen, and input is the keyword which is used to take the input from the user during the execution of the program. So num will be the variable which is going to have the input given by the user. So here we will use a loop, for loop, which is a counter loop, and we will give the initial value n, and the first value is 1 to num is the final value, 1 is the initial value, for is a counter loop, and this is the variable name. Fact is again a variable, and the fact into n will be stored into it, this operation of multiplication, which is an arithmetic operation. So here we will type next n, which is used to close this loop. This is the closing statement of counter variable for, and then we will type here print fact, which is the value of the factorial which we want to display on the screen, and here we'll type end. So end is used to represent the end of the algorithm, which is very, very important. So all our keywords begin and end. So I'm gonna interpret this to you guys, so how this algorithm will work and actually executed. But first we must know the meaning of the factorial exclamation point. Here is used to represent the factorial number. 7 is the number, so 7 will be multiplied with each and every number which is lesser to it. So 7 will be first multiplied with 6, then 5, then 4, 3, 2, 1. Likewise this algorithm will work exactly like the definition, according to the definition of the factorial. So I'm gonna give the interpretation of this algorithm. Since you know guys that the word begin is used to represent the beginning of the algorithm, so I'm not going to type it, so I will start from here, that at line number 2, fact variable is used to store value 1, which means that fact is initialized with, so this is called initialization. If we give the any value to the variable at the time of its definition, it is called initialization. So is initialized with 1, and at line number 3, variable named and is also initialized with 1, with value 1. At line number 4, print statement is used to display this message, enter a number. At line number 5, input statement is used to take input from the user to store the value in variable named num to calculate its factorial. At line number 6, counter loop for is used with variable n, which has the initial value 1 and the final value num. So it is understood that if we don't use any step keyword with the variable for or with the loop for, then it is understood that there will be an increment of 1. So there is no need to write the step. Since I'm going to write it for you, since the step keyword is not used in this loop, so by default it is understood that loop will be executed with an increment of 1. So it is understood that if we don't write and use the keyword step, then the loop will be executed with an increment of 1 positively. And at line number 7, 1 2 3 4 5 6 7, fact variable named fact will be multiplied with the variable named n at right hand side and will be assigned and stored to variable named fact at the left hand side by using assignment operator equal to sign. Equal to sign is used as an assignment operator. It is the rule of assignment that the right hand side is always assigned to the left hand side. So at the left hand side you can see the variable named fact, whereas at the right hand side you can see an equation fact into n, So there, at the right hand side, there can be any equation, any variable, or any constant which can be assigned to the variable at the left hand side. So this fact has now the value of fact into n, which is an equation. Now at line number 8, next keyword is used, which is for closing the for loop. So here the for loop is closed. This is the body of the loop. This is the starting of the loop. It always start with the keyword for and closes with the keyword next. Closing the for loop with variable name n. And at line number 9, print statement is used to display the result stored in variable named fact only once. Since the print statement is at line number 9 is used out of the body of the loop, so it will be executed only once and will display only one and final value of the final means final, or you can call it total value of factorial, total, final total, you can call it final total calculated value of the factorial on the screen. And at line number 10, and keyword is used to denote that the algorithm ends at this line. So this is the interpretation of how this algorithm is executed, viewers. But now I'm going to explain it. Like, this is very simple, that one is assigned to fact. Now at this line, one is assigned to n, and print is the statement which is used to display the message on the screen, because whatever is enclosed with and used with the print statement enclosed in the double quotation marks will be displayed on the screen. So enter a number will be as a message displayed on the screen. Input is a keyword statement which is used to take the input from the user, and the value which the user will give will be stored into a num. So the loop will be executed from n, and the initial value is 1, and it will continue till, like, if I'm a user and give 7, then 7 will be stored to 1 to num. So here the loop will start from 1 till 7, and what it will do till the n value reaches to 7, what it will do, fact will be multiplied to n. So here n contains 1, fact contains 1, so 1 into 1 makes 1, so 1 will be stored in fact. So here the next one is used. So the loop will transfer its control to the for loop again, and it will check for n whether the value of the n reaches to the value of num or not. But here the n value variable n contains the value of 1, so 1 will be checked that it still did not reach to the value of num. So again here 1 will be multiplied. So again there is one thing which I'm going to skip over here, is the step keyword. So here the value of n becomes 1, 2, because there's an increment whenever, if the step word step 1, if it is not mentioned, it means that there will be an increment of 1. So the value of n becomes 2, so 2 will be multiplied to 1, and now the value of the factorial becomes 2, and then the 2 there's a next n, so this control will check the value of the whether the value of the n reaches to num or not. So this control, the keyword and next, will transfer the control from next to for again. Here the value of n becomes 2 and it checks whether it reaches to the value of num, which is 7. So since the value of n is still 2 lesser than 7, so there will be an increment of 1, so it becomes 3. So 3 will be multiplied to 2 because the value of the factorial was 2, so it becomes 6. So this loop will continue till the value of n reaches 7, and in that way the body of the loop will also calculating the value of fact. So whatever is multiplied with in n, the value of fact will stored in this fact, and this fact is going to declare the value of the final value, which we will see as a result on the screen. So this is the fact which is used over here to display the final value of the fact. It is done like that. So this is how this loop is executed, and we will get the final value of the factorial by using this algorithm. So that's all, my dear viewers, and thanks for watching my video.